SpaceX is about to go public. We are talking potentially the largest IPO that we have seen in the history of the stock market, with a $1.75 trillion valuation, trading on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol SPCX, with the roadshow starting in 2 weeks and the official launch June 12th. This is the company that put humans back into space. They launch more rockets than every other country in the world. That is building a satellite internet infrastructure system that is going public. And most retail investors are going to miss it and miss owning it at the right price. But here's what I want to show you today. There's an ETF trading right now on the New York Stock Exchange, available in Robinhood and M1 Finance, that already owns SpaceX. So it's interesting, before the IPO, while the company is still private, I want to walk you through exactly what it is, what's in it, what could go wrong with an ETF like this, and whether it makes sense in your portfolio right now, because the window is genuinely very short. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the ETF is called the Tema Space Innovators ETF. The ticker symbol for this is NASA, NASA. And before you ask, there is no affiliation with the NASA Space Agency. Tema is an independent ETF manager. They named it NASA because it fits the theme, and it's absolutely brilliant ticker for search traffic and, of course, memorabilia when it comes to building this out. You can't tell me you wouldn't remember a financial ticker symbol with NASA. Now, here's what makes the ETF genuinely unique than every other space ETF we have out there. It is actively managed. That means portfolio manager at Tema are making very deliberate decisions about what goes into this ETF and what doesn't get in. The most significant decision they've made is going into SpaceX and having exposure before anyone could. They do it through a special purpose vehicle, or an SPV. Had to figure out exactly what this was, but it is a legal structure that allows you to hold the funding of a private company in the SEC regulated vehicle. There's very complicated but simple outcome on this. You can own a piece of SpaceX today through this ETF prior to the IPO going launch. Now, the fund launched March 31st of 2026. It started with $1 million in here seed capital, 37 trading days. It crossed $1 billion. Let me repeat that. $1 million to $1 billion in AUM in 37 days. This is one of the fastest ETF launches we've ever seen in history. The market is clearly telling you something about this ETF and the demand that wants the exposure right now. Now, the space angle, and let's talk about SpaceX specifically. This is the reason most people click through this video, and I want to give it the treatment that it deserves because it is going to be huge. SpaceX is just not a rocket company. It is one of the most vertically integrated, strategic dominate businesses on the planet right now. It's true. It manufactures its own rockets. It operates and owns the launching service for those rockets. It builds and deploys its own satellite constellations through Starlink, which is already 9 million plus subscribers, which is crazy, and generates roughly $16 billion in revenue in 2025. And now it's merged with xAI, adding an artificial premium, which is already into the stratospheric evaluation that we see in the IPO. Now, the IPO itself is targeting $1.75 trillion. The roadshow starts on June 4th, so it is right around the corner. The pricing is going to be locked in on June 11th. The NASDAQ listing is going to be June 12th. And the reason this matters for the NASA ETF specifically is this. SpaceX managers compare owning a space ETF without SpaceX very similar to owning a semiconductor ETF without having NVIDIA in there. And I have to say, that is not a bad analogy at all. Now, SpaceX accounts for more than 50% of global rocket launches. It is the defining company of the modern space economy, and any fund claiming to represent this theme and doesn't have SpaceX in there is fundamentally incomplete. Now, here's the specifics when it comes to NASA ETF in the SpaceX situation. As of May 20th, the fund holds 90,000 common shares that it has through that SPV, with a total valuation of around $59 million, implying that the SpaceX valuation is right around $1.56 trillion. At the transaction price, that is currently about 4.6% of the fund's NAV. And this is the critical detail. When SpaceX goes public, there will be a lockup period of approximately 6 months for that SPV shares. So the fund will not be able to sell those pre-IPO position within SpaceX itself. Now, let me give you the full bull case because it's legitimately pretty compelling. And I want to be clear, we're just not talking about the SpaceX angle here. The broader space economy thesis is strongly independent of any single company and the IPO of that company. Now, the global space economy was valued at $630 billion in 2023, so just 3 years ago. It is forecasted to be almost $2 trillion by 2035. So in a 12-year growth, we are talking multiple tailwinds, satellite communication, defense application, space tourism, in-orbit data centers, astro mining, and eventually permanent lunar and Martian functionality, which I know has been a dream of Elon all along. The fund Tema managers describe space exploration as really the early innings of the infrastructure and trying to look at the untapped potential across every one of the vertices, which is hard to kind of imagine. And if they're right, we are still very, very early in this thing. We are quite literally at the Wright Brothers stage of commercial space travel, which is insane. The companies that survive and scale in the next decade have the potential to be generational investments. Beyond SpaceX, the fund's top holdings give you exposure to the full supply chain that we see here. Rocket Labs at 11% is the second most important launch provider in the world, scaling incredibly fast. Planet Labs at 6% is the data layer of the space economy. Commercial satellite imagery and government, agricultural, climate monitoring, AST space mobility at 4%, which of course is building the space-based cellular network that collects directly to those smartphones, which if it works is going to be the most disruptive telecommunication company that we have seen in decades. That's not just a one-trick SpaceX trade and not the only thing it's holding. It is a diversification bet on the entire emerging space economy that we're seeing, and SpaceX is going to be the anchor for this in its entirety. Now, let me give you the honest bear case because this is one of the highest risk ETFs that I have ever shared on this channel, and it would really be a disservice if I didn't say that clearly, because this is a brand new fund that launched March 31st of 2026. We only have a couple weeks of trading history, no drawn down data for reference, no really history at all. The expense ratio on this, because it's actively managed, is a 0.87, which is significantly higher than you look at a VOO. That is because you're paying for the active management and you're also paying for that private access when it comes to SpaceX itself. Now, SpaceX, the valuation risk is there. It is poised to be valued at a very, very high valuation. Liquidity risk with this could be very real. It cannot be freely sold until the IPO period lockup ends, which we know is 6 months from that IPO. There's also a very strong concentration risk in here with some of the small cap companies that are in here, some of the non-SpaceX holdings that are in here. Some are small, some are even micro cap companies like Rocket Labs, Planet Labs, Intuition Mechanics, all very highly volatile companies that should be around for an exceptional amount of time. The space economy itself is genuinely early innings. Many of these companies might not even survive the next decade, and that depends on how the macro plays out. Then we look at the SpaceX valuation itself at 1.75 trillion. It's priced for perfection, but if any executions miss on Starship, Starlink growth, AI integration, it could really cause this ETF to pull back. And then if we look at the post-IPO disappointment, if SPCX underperforms at IPO, the NASA ETF could see a very significant outflow of money as retail investors are exiting their position. Remember, the 0.87 expense ratio is one I want to spend a moment on because it genuinely could be a very important number to understand before you buy this fund. On $10,000, you're talking $87 a year. On $50,000, you're talking $435 to own this. And that's a price you're really paying for three different things. Number one, the active manage. Number two, the pre-IPO access that you have to space of the space economy. Whether that fee is worth it really depends on how the space economy thesis plays out. If it does, the 0.87 noise won't even make a difference at all. If it doesn't, you could be paying fees for hundreds of dollars when you could just own the VOO for 3 cents. So here's my honest verdict on the NASA ETF, and I want to be direct about this one because the timing creates a genuine conflict of interest for a lot of individuals. The SpaceX IPO is just weeks away, and I want to make sure you get this decision very, very clear, and it's not an emotional one that you're doing. So this is going to be an ETF that is right for you if you have that 10+ year horizon. You understand this is speculative when it comes to the space economy. Again, a lot of this is kind of very, very new. If you already have the VOO as a core position, sizing at probably 3% max in a portfolio, and really highly convicted in the space economy and the long-term growth of what we're seeing, and want SpaceX exposure before that IPO does launch. Now, this ETF is going to be completely wrong for you if this would be a primary ETF. Not at all, guys. It is way too much risk. If you're only buying this for SpaceX, I do not advise this. I would wait till the IPO of SpaceX. If you need that money in less than 10 years, or if you're going to panic, drop, and sell, if this drops 10, 20, 30%, which it definitely could, or you don't have something that is fundamental within the portfolio, because this is a small position that you could take in this ETF. Very similar to how I hold like a UTM, which I have at 5%, which again, holding it very, very low. And I'm going to be revealing that and talking about that on Thursday. I would have it alongside the VOO, the QM, the SPMO, maybe some S in the portfolio. It's not meant to really move the needle in the portfolio in the next 12 months. This is a very long-term 10-year thesis that we're looking at that has the space economy with SpaceX as that anchor. And honestly, the SpaceX is not the only reason to own it. It is a near-term catalyst. And looking at the fund and what it could possibly be in 10 years, it's going to be really determining whether there is a commercial application for space, which I believe there will be. The IPO will just add urgency when it comes to the particular week on the launch. The sizing rule of this ETF is going to be a lot more conservative than we see with the SMH. This is very early stages, actively managed, higher fee than I'm used to, small cap dominated, 5% of your holdings at very maximum. I would probably do 2 or 3. Definitely wouldn't hold it as a core or a primary position. This is a very, very satellite position and a very small position. So here's the bottom line. The NASA ETF is the only retail accessible way to own SpaceX as it sits today. Before the largest IPO in history does drop, SpaceX economy thesis is real, and the fund's construction beyond SpaceX is genuinely interesting on how they actively manage this. The risk is also real. This is very expensive. Early stages, built around a lot of companies that people have never heard of. So if you already have that core built, the VOO, the QQQM, other things we've talked about this week, and you want a very small speculative position in the space economy with a pre-IPO with SpaceX, NASA is going to be the only game in town when you're looking for that. And if you don't want it and you don't have that foundation built first, do not buy it, which is the quantum computing, NASA. This is at the very edges of the portfolio, held in a very small amount, not held as a major one. Now I want to hear from you guys. Are you guys watching the SpaceX IPO? Are you waiting for it? Are you thinking about exposure and picking up exposure through NASA as it sits right now? Or are you planning just to buy SpaceX directly on the IPO, skipping this ETF in its entirety? Drop your thinking in the comments below, because this is one of those genuinely interesting investing decisions where I think reasonable people can land on very different places. And I want to see where you guys are at. I'll read and reply to every single comment that I get down there. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, this is exactly the content that we cover every single day. Real opportunities, real risk, real numbers. Subscribe if you want to see it, and I'll catch you in the next one.